On February 26, 2025, the Dangote refinery announced a further reduction in petrol prices, bringing it down from 890 naira to 830 naira per litre, effective February 27th. This comes just weeks after the refinery had already cut prices from 950 to 890 naira, proving that local refining is finally breaking the chains of expensive fuel imports. While Nigerians welcome the relief, importers are screaming in agony. But why is that? Have you ever wondered why Nigeria, despite having so much oil, still struggles with crazy fuel prices and constant blackouts? It's not by accident. There's a powerful group, let's call them the Energy Mafia, working behind the scenes to keep things exactly the way they want it. These aren't just regular businessmen. They are powerful players who've built their wealth off Nigeria's broken energy system. The worse things get, higher fuel prices, constant blackouts, the more they cash in. Why? Because keeping things messy means less competition and more money in their pockets. Nigeria's energy crisis didn't just happen overnight. It's been growing and brewing for decades. Back in the 1970s, when the oil boom should have turned Nigeria into an energy powerhouse, corruption and mismanagement took center stage. The system wasn't built to serve the people. It was built to benefit a select few. By the 1990s, things had gotten so bad that the National Electric Power Authority (NEPA) became a running joke. Never expect power always. But rather than fixing the problem, the elite saw an opportunity. As the national grid crumbled, private generator companies popped up, selling powers to those who could afford it. And guess who owned these companies? The same people making sure the electricity supply never improved. Then came the fuel subsidy drama. The government stepped in to help Nigerians with lower fuel prices. But behind the scenes, the energy mafia found ways to game the system. They hoarded fuel to create artificial scarcity, smuggled subsidized petrol out of the country to sell at higher prices, and manipulated supply chains to keep their grip on the industry. Every time someone tried to clean up the mess, they fought back, hard. This brings us to Aliko's salvation, the Dangote refinery.
The refinery processed around 350,000 barrels of crude per day in the second half of 2024. In January, it processed 500,000 barrels per day. At full capacity, which is expected next month, a whopping 650,000 barrels per day, the Dangote refinery will be the 7th largest refinery in the world by production and the biggest in Africa.
Aliko Dangote didn't just build a refinery. He's laid the foundation for a new Nigeria. His $20 billion Dangote Petroleum Refinery, located in Ibeju-Lekki, Lagos, is more than just an energy project. It's a strategic power play that will transform Nigeria's fuel supply, industrial growth, and even real estate development in one fell swoop. For decades, Nigeria has been at the mercy of fuel importers, spending billions of dollars annually to refine its own crude abroad, and then buy it back at inflated prices. Dangote's refinery is set to break that cycle. With the capacity to refine 650,000 barrels of crude oil per day, the refinery aims to eliminate fuel imports, reduce prices, and stabilize Nigeria's energy supply. Even the Zambian government wants to get in on the action, with their government interested in entering a business agreement with Dangote and his refinery.
Zambia's energy ministry said on Monday that its senior officials' trip to Nigeria was part of the government's commitment to ensuring fuel security, competitive pricing, and supply stability for Zambians.
Dangote's vision extends far beyond refining crude, though. The location of the refinery in Ibeju-Lekki is no coincidence. This once quiet coastal area is rapidly transforming into Nigeria's most sought-after investment hub. The Lekki Free Trade Zone, home to the refinery, is designed to attract foreign and local investors, creating a self-sustaining industrial and commercial ecosystem. With the Lekki Deep Seaport, Dangote's refinery, and several other major infrastructural projects in the works, Ibeju-Lekki is shaping up to be Nigeria's next major business and residential hub. Real estate prices have skyrocketed as investors scramble to secure land and properties before the area becomes fully developed. The demand for housing, commercial spaces, and logistics hubs is increasing as thousands of jobs are being created in the area. The ripple effects of these projects are massive. Increased job opportunities, booming real estate markets, energy self-sufficiency, and so on. Of course, you can imagine this doesn't sit well with the energy mafia, who have built their wealth on an inefficient system that forces Nigerians to rely on fuel imports. The opposition to Dangote's refinery has been subtle but deliberate. Delays, regulatory bottlenecks, and strategic resistance from industry players who see this project as a direct threat to their control.
They don't use calories to import petrol. They use scarce effects that should go to other very important things to import petrol. So if you slow down on importation, you're going to see definitely that the FX market will improve because there will be a reallocation of that FX demand to other priority sectors in the economy, and it will help because a situation where you have scarce FX being used to import petrol that is already available in Nigeria leads to pressure on the rates. And when you have the Naira dropping steadily, inflation goes up, interest rate goes up, companies are not able to borrow. They run to commercial papers and corporate bonds. You don't see a lot of activity in the equity capital markets.
With Dangote's refinery producing fuel locally, transportation costs, industrial production, and even household expenses could decrease. This project isn't just about business. It's about Nigeria's economic sovereignty. It's about breaking free from the energy mafia's grip and giving Nigerians access to affordable fuel, stable energy, and a future where local industries can thrive. As Ibeju-Lekki rises as Nigeria's next economic hub, this isn't just an energy revolution, it's a real estate and industrial transformation. Dangote's vision is clear: a self-sufficient Nigeria, where power, both electricity and economic power, is truly in the hands of Nigerians. The only question now is, will the old guard let it happen?
I'm a businessman in Nigeria. I'm in the electricity business. I own power plants. I generate presently about 15% of the electricity need for Nigeria.
This is DJ Adeleke, father of the Afrobeat star Davido, a businessman who's taken on the electricity sector. His company, Pacific Energy, claims to generate about 15% of Nigeria's electricity. He is also building a massive 1,250 megawatt power plant set to go live in 2025. This move could light up homes and businesses across the nation, reducing the frequent blackouts that have become all too familiar.
But during the course of the design and getting all the permits, we ran into difficult government officials. For environmental reasons, our permit was denied. The particular government official that I held a meeting with told me to my face that your project will never see the light of day.
But just like with Dangote, Adeleke's initiatives have not been smooth sailing. There are whispers of behind-the-scene meddling, permits getting lost, sudden regulatory changes, and other tactics straight out of the energy mafia's playbook. Their goal? To keep the status quo intact, of course, even if it means keeping the country in the dark. These individuals thrive on control. For years, they've kept Nigeria dependent on imported fuel and unreliable electricity, making sure no real change happens. By now, Dangote and Adeleke are shaking the table. Their work in refining power generation isn't just breaking the cycle. It's setting the stage for cheaper fuel, stable electricity, and real economic growth. A strong energy sector fuels everything else: manufacturing, technology, and even real estate. Just look at Ibeju-Lekki. Once a quiet stretch of land, it's now the hottest investment zone, thanks to Dangote's refinery, the Lekki Free Trade Zone, and the Deep Sea Port. Alara City is another prime example. A smart city designed to thrive with stable energy and world-class infrastructure. As Nigeria gets its energy act together, these areas will see skyrocketing property values and massive investment returns. This fight isn't just about fuel prices or blackouts. It's about who controls Nigeria's future. The energy mafia won't go down without a fight, obviously. But with the right players driving change, the tide is turning. A self-sufficient Nigeria means lower costs, thriving businesses, and new wealth opportunities. The big question now, are we ready to take back control? If you're ready to lock in a property in this fast-growing area, whether for investment or future development, let's make it happen. We'll help you find the best deals, handle the paperwork, and set you up for solid returns. Don't wait till prices skyrocket. Send a message and let's secure your spot in Lagos's booming real estate market as we wait for the coming energy revolution.